Hey,
No, you
please,
can't have
let's
fun.
not all
It's
be
college.
miserable in here.
Mm.
You're not supposed to have fun at college.
Clearly.
Are we all here
Not
now?
that kind of fun, anyway.
I think
Yeah,
we are all here. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. It's called a hurricane, not a hurricane. Welcome to QCP. Last time on
Yay.
QC.
Wow.
I loved it. I'm here for it.
We gotta laugh or cry. Last time on QCP, y'all defeated the Candy Hag. You got out of the woods with the wrong alley. Um, the real alley is just made her way out of the woods, and where is the imposter alley gone? Nobody knows.
They did the old switcheroo.
Uh huh.
Yep. The only one who knew something was up was Aurelius.
Yep. Aurelius was not having it with the fake alley. Um, so most of the party has gone to the De Chevalier house to deliver Lara back to her worried family. You do also have Percy with you, Percy Hambleton, who somebody will probably need to escort or will probably want to escort back to the Hambleton house at some point. Oh, Aurelius is Allie's wizard familiar.
He's
What
He's
is, yeah, what creature is it?
he's a red weasel.
Oh,
he's a
cute. Oh my god.
He
Okay.
is actually. I don't know that they left the woods with the wrong alley yet because didn't.
they don't.
Oh,
We don't. Well, I know Pippin would have no idea.
I mean,
Nobody.
we know, but they don't know.
No, they have no clue. And under the care of Hans, Aurelius is also currently a fat red weasel, a fat and spoiled red weasel. Aurelius,
So cute.
look at me, I am the baby now.
People don't think it be like it is, but it do.
baby of the bookshop.
It do. Oh, so I have a checklist of all of the things that need to happen in no particular order except for people who are not here. So let's open up with Allie. So Allie, you made it out of the woods.
Yes, I think we had said she had would depending on the time of day and everything, but I think she would have gone to the church first because she is not properly dressed. She's missing most of her items. Does not have her spell book that was taken as well. Does have her holy symbol, however. Probably a nasty remnants of a cut. I think she healed herself, but like the blood and the matted hair and whatnot's where she hit her head is still there. In her like shift and pantaloons and barefoot and has made her way to the church and borrowed the first coat off the hanger that she could find so she could at least be passively decent and found a quiet
So-
corner.
So now, Allie, I will say, given the way Victorian pockets work in that they are a separate item underneath the main skirt, she probably also has whatever was stored in those pockets.
Okay, her spellbook, though, would have been in her belt pouch for easy access, and I have a feeling that was taken.
Yes, but I'm just letting you know if there was anything that she might have stored in her pockets, she would still have that. And so I'll post an image in the chat of what I'm talking about. But
Okay.
essentially, they tied their pockets around their waist, and then their dresses had access holes to get into the pockets.
That's kind of
Which
cool.
is really nice. It's extremely cool. Like, I'm here for it.
Means you get to keep
Oh.
like, one pair of pockets on you at all times.
Yes. A pair of pockets.
Here.
So, Allie, as you're getting the coat, you do see Brother Henry come out and he goes, "Oh dear, Miss Allie, are you okay?"
I'm not sure. Did the others come back through town?
He kind of examines you more closely and he says, "I do believe I saw them coming," and then he kind of pauses and he goes, "I'm so sorry to ask, but can I see your fingers?" And
Yes, and and she'll hold her hands out for him, and she'll open her mouth so he can look at her teeth as well. Did they seem okay?
they seemed fine. You were with them.
I was not with them. I had to make my own. Oh, and she barely bites off a curse before she says it in front of Brother Henry. She goes, we're gonna need to get a message to the Chevalier house, and the sheriff, Mr. Rouse, Miss Rouse. Did I say that right?
Yes.
They should probably be informed as well. It seems I have a double running around.
Oh, perhaps we should hold off before we inform the guard.
Oh.
Not that I am at all against the rule of law. I find that man's law and Honora's law can often coexist, but before we know everything, we don't want to incite another panic.
So you think? Well, I wasn't thinking the whole guard. I was thinking just the chief. But you think that's a bad idea?
Perhaps we should talk to the Chevaliers.
All right. I will bow to your wisdom on this, if only because my head still hurts.
Of course. Here we do have some, and he goes to a box that it may not quite be in style, but we do have some charity clothes. A dress may
So, anything that can get me from here to there without utterly shaming myself, I would be grateful.
Of course. And he goes rifling through his eye. I do apologize for this. And so what he pulls out is the color can best be described as baby shit green. It has what appears to be some rather interesting teal and orange checks, like a plaid
Oh,
on it, and it's quite the sort of the dollhouse shape of the 1830s, like the baby doll, kind of like creepy. When we think of creepy Victorian doll, that's kind of what we think of. And it smells very strongly of mothballs.
Ali will shake it out, do a little prestidigitation, because I believe she still can use her cantrips, just can't switch her spells until she gets her book back, so I'm stuck with whatever I had. Prestidigitation to make sure it's clean and dust free, and if there is a space where she can change, she will do that.
Yeah, he'll give her some privacy.
And she'll come back out. She will have. She's. I will say she probably did have a little bit of a needle and thread in one of those pockets, and she's a good enough between the mending and the materials to have taken it in where needed so that at least it doesn't hang on her like a sack.
He he nods at it and coughs a little bit and says, well, please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
I don't suppose you know where the others went.
They were headed to the Chevalier house, is the
Alright.
last I saw of them.
Alright, well, I will head that way as well, and if you see another me, do you mind if I send this directly to your head so that the words are not spoken aloud?
Of course.
And she's gonna message him and say, he'll hear in his head, if you see another me, perhaps there should be some sort of passphrase so we know it is in fact me.
And he'll nod to that.
Perhaps ask if I saw the bluebells.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. And then she'll speak again. She'll go, thank you, Brother Henry, for the dress and your discretion as well as your wisdom. Thank you.
Of course, anytime. Be safe out there.
And she is going to do her best to get herself back to the Chevaliers. I'm debating if she's going to go try to get Aurelius first. But that, nope. She's in a borrowed dress. She's going back to the Chevaliers. If she's going to borrow a dress to go out and about town, it'll be one of theirs.
Okay. So as Allie is getting her dress taken in and having her conversation with Brother Henry, the rest of the group, you have arrived at the Chevalier house. And you all find that as you get close, Laura is quick to go inside. She runs and beats all of you in there. Off in search of Grace. She is on a mission.
She gonna tell her mama what happened?
You don't know.
She got hot girl shit to do.
She's gonna go hide her flowers before mama sees them.
Well, I don't know that she can. But as she goes tearing into the house, what are the rest of you doing?
I feel like Pippin has never been here before, so he's probably just still getting acquainted. He doesn't know the Chevaliers. He just kind of walked in with their children. Like, brought them home, like, hey, here are your children.
Also, we found this.
Just a man rabbit, don't mind me.
We rescued more than just Laura. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, look what we found.
Now, how shortly after us arriving there is the real Allie busting through the door, looking all disheveled?
Probably she's got a few hours.
Okay.
So you all have some time to meet with the family, talk with them. None of you are left in the foyer too long before the Chevaliers come down. Hildy is first, and she looks extremely relieved. She comes, she hugs each of you that will let her, and thanks you profusely for finding her grandchild. And you're all
there...
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess, well, I should probably give other Allie a chance to kind of interact first.
I think I was a couple hours behind y'all because I had to make my own way out.
Other Allie has hoofed it from the bookstore once Aurelius wouldn't interact with her. She pieced out. So
Like,
you all...
Gone. She just gone.
Nobody knows where she is.
tried to pick up Aurelius to continue to play to be Allie, and Aurelius wasn't having it.
Hmm.
So I will say, you all do notice that Allie has not come back from the bookstore to join you.
I think if she hadn't and it had been a while, Tethys might mention something. Because I mean, if Allie didn't show up, whether they realized it's fake or real Allie, like
Hmm.
Tethys would notice. So I think she might just say kind of something in passing, like, "Don't we think Allie should have been back by now?"
Pippin's like, well, I don't know her very well, but it does seem quite some time for someone to be so invested in a bookstore.
From my experience, Allie's not one to dawdle.
Do they
And
serve
she just kind
food?
of, uh,
Does this bookstore serve food?
No, it's just Addie, like, she won't spend like a whole day there for some reason. We were like doing special tasks, and she like spent our entire day in that bookstore doing things for like the owner of the store. She
especially
loves
given
books.
recent events, I'm just surprised that she hasn't made it back to the house.
Must have been something really important she saw.
Mm. I mean, I don't think she'd push it very much, but she would, like, kind of keep looking over at the door every so often. Like, it's clearly bothering her. That's not enough to, like, consistently push on it.
I feel like Pippin would just kind of, after she said her piece, he would approach her and be like, well, I could accompany you to the bookstore if you would like to check on your friend.
That might be a good idea. Let's make sure everyone here is settled, and then we may go out and look.
So, you all are summarily given tea and food, by Hildy and the staff of the house. Ada comes out after a little while, and you do see also Grace come out. She's got um, Laura propped on her hip, and there seems to, and whatever Laura said to her, they both look very at peace. Um, and so the family sort of comes down, and they ask you to recount what happened. And once you have, so what do you all tell them about your adventures?
I feel like there's no point lying.
That's how I was gonna say
And
exactly the same thing.
the way that Ray is, he would just start blabbing anyways.
And I don't think Tethys would stop him because I think she would think the same thing. Like, there's really no reason for us to hide it, so
Mhm.
we can
Mhm.
only more than likely benefit from them knowing about it.
Now,
So, what specifically do you tell them?
I was gonna say, does Pippin recognize Grace? Was her name? Is that right?
Grace. No, Pippin has never seen Grace, and right, and although you do know about Lara's heritage, but you also know too, Fae Fox also can pass extremely well as humans.
Okay. And so but he would recognize Grace as Lauren's mother, right? Or Laura's mother.
It's a reasonable assumption given the way that she's holding Lara and
Okay.
like treating her and talking to her.
The only thing I'm not gonna directly tell Grace is about the stuff we found in Laura's room.
And E, I don't
Yeah.
think she would willingly mention E
Yeah,
at this
but
point.
otherwise we're gonna be pretty forthright about what happened. We're gonna say we found some weird being in the woods, Candy Hag that almost killed her daughter, and almost killed Laura.
And
Thankfully,
Percy. And
and
that we got
Percy.
Percy.
Yeah,
When you say almost kill, like when you start to tell the story, y'all see Laura kind of like freeze up, but then when you say almost, she relaxes.
I mean, if Tethys is telling it, I don't think that she would, like, bluntly say, almost killed. I think she would zhuzh it up a little bit, but I'm leaving that other part up to Ray and how he chooses to divulge information.
And Ray would say almost, but he realizes just as he's about, like, because Ray is not stupid. He literally has an intelligence of 16, which I'm pretty sure is the same as Allie.
Actually, Alice is higher.
Oh, okay, probably yes, I. But like, he's not stupid. He knows not to spoil everything. He's just a blabbermouth when he wants to be. So
Well, the not spoiling everything may fall more under charisma and wisdom than.
Yeah, what's his wisdom?
I work around a lot of.
He's an average person.
So,
now.
I'll leave it up to you, but intelligence and wisdom are very different.
Yeah, I mean, like,
tell you this from work.
I would say that they probably would have discussed some of what they were gonna say on the way back.
And y'all all know that Laura was very adamant that people not tell Grace that she died.
Yeah, so we'll say she almost died.
And I'll definitely make sure to mention the Firefox thing.
Yeah, it is there as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's no longer totally made of fire. It now just looks like a red fox. But it does have two tails, and it just kind of follows Laura around and yawns and makes little yipping noises.
Oh my god, did she find her familiar?
She got her wildfire familiar.
Oh, that's really cute.
It's gonna be real cute till it pees on something in the house.
Right.
Potato.
Oh yeah, yeah. Potato is presumably somewhere.
I'm just
Tethys probably looked around for Potato at first.
Potato, the really weird, like, not cat.
I was wondering, I was like, what's Potato?
Potato's an enigma, let me tell you.
It's a cat that smells like potatoes, basically, so it's now named Potato.
It's not full cat. That is not a cat. That is something else. And
Ray knows it's not a cat.
It is not a cat. It is something else, and we haven't figured out what.
It is. It tried. Ray tried to do speak with animals, and the cat with the speak of animals went meow, meow, meow. I said meow, or some variation of that.
It was very obvious he was trying to fool Ray into thinking he was actually a cat.
Yes.
And it did not go. It went with the opposite of well. Let's just put it that way. And then he got real freaked out. And then he got real freaked out that he got found out, and then he just kind of booked it, and that's kind of where the Potato debacle is at the moment.
And you all did also discover that on the farm, Potato is known as Petunia.
Also that, yes. Potato has many names.
I have pasted a picture of Potato in the chat for your convenience.
I love Potato. He is my favorite.
Oh, also, I am guessing, I know Kurt's not here, but based on how Marcellus has acted in the past, he has probably commandeered a bathroom. That is my best guess.
Yes, I'm sure Marcellus is getting right with the hygiene.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be in there for like a day and a half.
Yeah, so that'll explain his absence, is that he was pripping the whole time.
Yes. So, Tethys, did you say you're going looking for Potato?
Yeah.
Alright, roll me an investigation check. Investigate for Potato.
Hold on, I don't have D&D Beyond up.
I don't have.
I do not have at moment. Give 1 sec.
One moment.
1 moment, 1 second. Oh yeah, did we level up? We did, right?
You will once you have your long rest.
Okay.
But essentially, yes.
Okay. What am I rolling? Sorry.
Investigation.
Oh, I happen to have expertise in that.
Ooh. Look out, Potato.
which is good because I rolled poorly.
Oh.
About a 16.
All right, with a 16, Tethys, as you are wandering around, you do see Potato in the back garden, licking his or her butthole.
Oh.
Meow. the little leg is up like it's got a question.
Please tell me he has a bouquet meow like that.
You know what? Absolutely.
I'm just turning this cat into.
I mean, this'll answer with that 16. She probably, with if that leg's up, she might be able to see what Potato is.
Oh yeah, Tethys, is you with a 16, and the fact that Potato is currently having bath time. That is not a petunia. That is a potato.
So at the time that she sees Potato, like, what all else is going on? Like, is this a she can step away kind of moment, or is
Yeah,
there more?
yeah. If she needs to step away, they're like that's totally good. Y'all have.
I think she might actually try to sneak up on Potato.
Oh, roll stealth.
Everybody, cross your fingers. This is about to be really good or really hilarious.
The way she, I'm hoping for both.
No, stealth, not sleight of hand, you dum-dum. 21.
Potato rolled a 5.
Of course.
Yep, you have. Potato has no idea that you were there, Tethys.
I think the way that I picture it is he's just kind of, in that pose where the legs are splayed and he's just like licking asshole,
Yep.
I like to picture it as Tethys just like very silently steps in behind him. Like if he had a camera on him right now, it would be panned on him. And all you would see are Tethys's boots step up in the background. And she would just stand there for a second. And she and let him do his thing for a few seconds and then be like, hey.
Potato would whip his head around with his tongue still sticking out and then get up and run. Potato is hauling whole.
So remind me, I know Ray knows that he's not human, or likely not. Did he share any of that? No.
I thought for some reason I think you were there. Ray, didn't you share with Didn't you share with Tethys? That something
was
was a
me
little.
and Tethys. It was Tethys and I over there.
Yes, okay. I wanted to make sure that I had a reason to suspect that he was not pure cat.
Yes.
Because I think now she's made it her job.
This is her mystery.
What the fuck is going on with this?
The mystery of Potato.
It's about to be Potato versus Tethys.
Solving the great mystery of Potato.
Like, I mean, really, the underlying mystery here is going to be Tethys versus Potato. Like, what the fuck is going on with you? And so, does he? So he scampers like out of sight.
Yeah, he's headed into some bushes.
I think that she'll kind of leave it. She's not going to chase him. He's satisfied for the moment.
Gotta do what you gotta do, Andy.
You gotta keep up appearances, man. That's all I'm saying. You gotta keep up appearances.
And he ain't got no thumbs for the toilet paper.
I mean, there you go.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. That's all I'm saying.
Tethys, as you were in the back garden by yourself, you see a glimpse of very pale skin passing by kind of the outer perimeter of the hedge.
Ooh. And she'll look after it, and I'm assuming it's gone by the time she actually like fully looks.
Are you like leaning into the hedge to look?
Mm-hmm. Susan doesn't want to.
Candy Hag, part 3.
Wait,
Remember?
correction. I don't know that Tethys wants to, but Susan wants to. Let's put it that way. I just feel like Tethys would be more cautious than that.
Also fair.
She's not as like Duh, what's going on? As I am. She might say something. Be like, I know you're there. Who are you?
The figure stops moving. And it's quiet for an uncomfortable amount of time. And then you see a stark white hand come through the brush. It flips you off. The brush. It flips you off, Tethys.
What?
And then whoever's on the other side takes off running.
Oh, hell no. No, no, no. No. That's not okay. I feel like if she hears it take off running, she's gonna go through the hedge.
Okay, I'm gonna, roll me, so it is a tall, thick hedge, so roll me athletics or acrobatics.
See, I'm better
We're
at
getting-
acrobatics, so let's.
Okay, for getting through that hedge.
I'm trying to figure out if this is still potato or if this is something completely unrelated that you just now stumbled on.
I rolled a nat
Woo!
20.
Alright. Tethys, you get over that hedge, you flippity dippity all over that green stuff, and get on the other side. You see a figure in what appears to be like a really long, like a man's overcoat. White skin, white eyes, lined in black. It pauses in the tree line between the Chevalier and the Row House and just looks at you with utter contempt and fury.
Without going too deep into it, do I recognize what this is?
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Ah.
I just sent you a message as well. You really know who this is.
Oh yeah. She's.
Is this what I think it is, DM?
It could be. So, Tethys, almost as if mocking you, she takes your form for a minute
Oh yeah, this is what I think it is.
and just flips you off with your own hand. And then retakes the pure white form and then takes the form of a different person who you have not seen. And goes running towards the forest.
Wait, is this the changeling?
Ray would not know.
Well, he's not out there. I'm just curious.
Secrets abound.
I should not just wander in the woods. God, I want to. I think the knowledge that Allie not being at the house yet might keep her from running after that. But that is in her brain for later. That is another mystery alongside Potato at this moment.
Tethys said, wow, the mysteries are really stacking up here.
She's going to step just inside the tree line and look for a moment. And
Oh, whoa.
That was
That was furious typing.
she's just gonna stand there and stare for a second, I think, because she's very intrigued.
After a moment of standing there, quite a few yards away, you see the doppelganger look around a tree at you. watching you.
And I think she's gonna look back for a second. And again, all of these are kind of like very long, awkward pauses. I think, like, if you were to picture two cats kind of like looking at each other
Uh-huh.
from the opposite side of the room and not really sure how to react to each other, that's kind of how I picture, like, the way that she's acting. Like, the fuck is this? And then I think she's going to, after staring for a moment, she's going to flip it off and walk back to the house. We're gonna talk in hand signals, apparently. Whatever this is.
It was a very very nice meeting. Very congenial.
One of the best first meetings I've ever had, honestly.
Absolutely.
I really wish Pippin had seen this.
Is this how humans communicate?
Right?
He just like walks up to people and starts giving them the finger, like smiling, like, "Hey, hey, Barbie, hey, Barbie."
Oh no, I wish you'd seen it too.
Why did that small rabbit person shoot a bird at me?
I've only got 4 fingers, so I think it takes him like probably 3 hours to figure out which one is supposed to
Bless
Oh my
him.
god. The one in which Pippin spends the afternoon discovering how to people off.
The education of Pippin. Pippin, I will say, like, as you were at the house, Lara's fox, you find it does come over and disconcertingly try to mouth you. Like, you're
Whoa!
Oh.
Pippin is like, bad dog. No. Huh, no.
Were you afraid of a fox, Pippin?
I think the fox misinterprets my intentions, and he like almost clutches his pearls, but it's really just his breath. He's like he looks like he's just been rudely accosted, and he's like, "Wow, okay."
Laura goes to her fox and she goes, "He's not food. He's a friend."
I don't think he thinks I'm food either.
Fish are friends.
It's a pet.
Pippins are friends, not food.
I mean, though Pippin is intrigued by the creature in and of itself, you know, I feel like he takes the moment that it's like counting on him to, feel him, and like, does he feel like fiery warm? Like, what's it like to touch like a kitsune? And
It is extraordinarily warm. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't burn you. But it is very warm and a little bit coarse.
Pippin's like, still like, but still, he's got his vest clutched, like closed. Like, oh my god. Okay. It has been so much fun. Thank you for the tea. I think I shall go find my lodgings.
So Hildy, there's a very quick consensus, and Hildy says, "Well, because all of your companions have been offered to stay here as refugees of the woods, we do extend that offer to you as well."
I feel like Pippin eyes the rabbit, or eyes the fox before responding. It's like, do the doors have locks?
Hildy kind of laughs a little bit. They do, yes.
Oh, good. I would hate to become a snack in the middle of the night.
Well, none of our guests have ever gotten eaten. We do promise to continue that.
And Pippin, obviously, it's more like good-natured joking. I feel like he's not being at all super serious with this interaction, because he does feel oddly, I think, at home with the creature there, you know.
It once it seems as though it's not going to be allowed to gnaw on Pippin, it does go hang out with Laura again.
Takes him some time. He's still eyeing him.
Said, well, fine. If I can't eat it, what's the point?
Well, this is going to be a lovely relationship. Another something that wants to eat me.
Oh. After a while, Grace says, "Where is Allie? Didn't you say she'd be back?"
Well, I was thinking she like was just getting into a book or something, but maybe not.
I'm getting worried because the day is getting on, and once curfew hits, she'll be stuck there if she doesn't come back.
We should go check on the mess.
This is all while that's going on with Tethys outside, right? So she's not
Yeah.
here right now.
Right. Tethys is chasing other Tethys at the moment.
Let's go find Allie. My friend
Alright.
Pippin, do you have a good sniffer like I do?
Pippin would be like, I believe so, yes.
Well then, let's sniff this one out. Let's go check the bookshop and see if we can find anything. Go
Yes, I
from
am
there.
worried about the mess. I mean, I would assume she would have been back to refresh. She was in quite the state when last I saw her.
That is true, that is true.
I am, a fan of a good book, as much as the next person.
The few books I've read, I really liked.
Pippin would lean over and be like, I haven't read very much either.
It's not that I just they don't have a lot of books in a lot of territory.
So I'm going to say, as you all are headed to the bookstore, you all see a interestingly dressed Allie coming.
Oh, I thought you were going to send him to the bookstore to discover Aurelia still, like,
as
Ruffled.
the baby, Aurelius the baby.
yeah, I feel like they should go see Aurelius before they see messed up
Okay.
Allie.
All right, so you two arrive at the bookstore. It is, as it's getting late in the afternoon, Hans is working on closing up shop. But you all do see a significantly chunkier Aurelius laying on a box that has been made into a little bed for him. It's got a nice pillow. He's got a little bowl of water and a little bowl of dainties that Hans has filled up for him. He's got a little pillow and a little blankie.
I
There's
feel
a
like,
book. There's a picture book propped up near it.
oh, a picture book? He reads?
Yep.
Um,
Hans doesn't know, and he'd rather be safe than sorry.
I see, okay. I feel like Pippin has never seen this animal before, and he pulls out spectacles out of his vest pocket and puts them on and leans in, and he's like, is that a giant sausage link in the corner?
No, that's a refuge. That's Allie's little friend.
Shade.
Oh!
And-
Oh! Why it is, I see. It's got fur.
It would be a real bad sausage.
Hans looks up and goes, "Oh, hi. How can I help you two?"
Oh, we were just seeing if you'd seen Allie anytime recently.
She hasn't come back to you all.
Nope.
She was here earlier. Aurelia seemed a bit unhappy with her. She said she was going to wash off so that she wouldn't smell like the forest and it might calm him down.
That's a little weird. Let me talk to Aurelius and I'll see what's going on.
He kind of scoots back in the bed corner. Like, he's not hissing at you, but he's still very cautious.
I feel like Pippin hops along, just doesn't even ask if it's okay or anything. He's like, because he's so curious about how he's going to talk to it. I feel he's like, okay, sure.
You just see Ray's eyes begin to glow as I cast Speak with Animals.
Does speak with animals work with familiars?
It's an animal.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
It's your choice, but
I was just curious because I hadn't thought to use it that way. Let's see.
Huh, let's look.
Because I know technically he's a celestial.
It's okay. Speak with animal works on beasts. Familiars are celestial, fae, or fiend.
well, Ray doesn't. Ray's never used found familiar, so
Yeah. So Ray, but he is also animal-like. So Ray, what I'm gonna say is, it doesn't work in the way you intended with a normal animal, in that you can talk to them, but you do kind of get some impression from him. But it's so foreign and strange that it's not like talking to an animal.
it's like that weird feeling you get when you're like sleepy tired, but you're so sleepy tired that like you're almost like hyper, and so all your interactions feel wrong.
It's like you kind of you kind of understand the gist of what he's communicating, but you're not getting specific words.
Gotcha. Alright, little friend. What had you all nervous, like freaked out and stuff?
I think the biggest impression that Aurelius would try to portray is something along the lines of Allie is not Allie.
But I mean, that's not good. Do you smell her? The real one.
I would say Aurelius is probably fairly practiced in charades, and there's a lot of like yes and no head nodding going on that you figure out he's trying to. So the answer to the scent question would definitely be no.
Gotcha.
I feel like Pippin's only getting half the conversation. He's leaning really close in though, watching them. And the moment he says, "Oh, this is not good," Pippin's ears just drop. Like,
Well, maybe. Do you have any clue? Is there like what did that fake one smell like? Was it like real different, or was it like slightly different?
I would try to send you that impression. I don't really know how that would work. Like
Pippin
Tap
immediately
Tap
says,
1 for very, tap 2 for not.
I think the biggest impression you would get is just wrong. Not so much different, but wrong. Smelled wrong.
Thank you. We're gonna have to find it for you, okay? That's what we're gonna do.
If you allow, he's going to scrabble up on top and sit on top of the bear hat.
No.
It's fine. I'll pat him, get him nice and comfy. I'll like put like the bear, like one of the bear paws over top of him to give him like a little bit of a blanket up there.
Aurelius is baby.
Because the bear hat obviously doesn't have claws in it anymore. Alright, we gotta go find our addy, because apparently the addy we came back with was fake.
Pippin's like,
I'll say that as we're leaving the store.
What does Hans say to that, Dan?
Huh?
I would say we say it after the
after.
side of the store.
Okay.
Yeah. Poor Hans, he'd have a heart attack.
Pippin's like, "Oh dear." And I feel like seeing the other small animals scurry up on top of his hat, he almost like has to resist the urge to like follow it. Oh wait, no.
No, I mustn't.
You can't just scurry on top of people. It's not a thing that they do here.
Ray already carried Owly and Tethys in his arms once.
During that too. Yep, during
Yeah.
that chase, I remember that.
Yep.
I mean, you are kind of a giant to him.
He's like 9 feet tall.
You're right. Like, Pippin's like, dear Lord.
He can carry like 2 tons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the weasel is not even noticeable.
You're right.
I did the math, and like, if he's raging, he can carry 2 tons.
His hat is like, it's just like, oh, I added extra insulation to my hat. It's like a living, breathing creature, and it's probably not light. Judging by the looks of him, he's probably not.
So from that height, Aurelius, as they are leaving the bookstore, you do spot in the bushes of the bookstore, Aurelius, you do spot Allie's dress.
There is a lot of squeaking and chattering and moving around on top of the bear hat.
I'm still in animals, speak with animals. So I got 10 minutes on that, so.
Well, he is vocalizing and chattering and moving around on top of the bear hat. So Pippin would see him like going crazy, and you would get the impression of like I'm imagining like the imprinted picture of the dress in the bushes.
I will go check the bushes.
There is the dress that Allie was wearing.
Is there a spell book there?
Yes, her spell, everything, so it looks like the dress was just like chucked off. Spellbook's there. As you pick it up, a silver ring does fall out. This is that you have not seen her wear. And it's very simple. It's just like a silver band with a big round silver plate on the front of it.
Interesting.
I feel like Pippin just shakes his head like, oh dear, shall I fetch Miss Tepis?
No, not yet. Not yet. I don't want to freak her out.
Raise, no, give me a second. Don't. Not yet.
I've got
Not
a
yet.
little bit of sleuthing to do. And Ray's gonna sniff the air, see if he can smell anything that might have ran off. He probably can't, because he doesn't actually have that good of a sense of smell. He thinks he does.
I feel
Ray-
like Pippin immediately just kind of follows suit and like stretches out, sniffing the air too, like his little nostrils flaring.
I will say neither of you smell what was in the dress, but after a moment you do catch the scent of mothballs on the wind.
As real Allie is kind of going down the path, trying very hard not to be noticeable as she gets to the Chevalier house.
Do we
Like-
spot the real Alley?
You do.
I'm gonna grab Allie's dress and her spell book and stuff, and I'm gonna march on over there. My friend, are you okay? Actually, almost forgot this. Show me your fingers and your teeth.
Wow.
She
Pippin is so curious. He's like, he gives her the finger in greeting, and then he's teeth and fingers.
Look at the fingers.
She kind of closes her eyes and sighs and goes, "As you insist," and holds her hands up and opens her mouth. She goes, "Now yours, because somebody is not who they seem, and you all left me in the woods."
We did not leave you in the woods. You left us.
I did not.
Actually, no, you didn't. So I found out that like you were fake.
Did anybody think to check that I was me before you left the woods?
Well, do we ever? Have we ever once asked each other, "Are you real?" before we leave the woods?
Yes. We did this whole thing when we met Ada. We did the whole thing when we met Wilhelm. We did the whole thing when we met Pippin. We did the whole thing when Marcellus went missing. We did the whole thing when Tethys went missing. Did any of you ask me?
I guess we were too caught up in saving the kids.
She walks away. She's just booking it for the Chevalier house.
I'll grab. My brain's being slow. Why can't I remember your familiar's name right now?
Aurelius.
Aurelius.
Aurelius, yes. I'll grab Aurelius and say, there you go, is your book and your dress.
Pippin's like, oh, miss, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
It's not your fault, Pippin.
No, Pippin was not informed of the protocol. And she'll hug her book and her dress in one arm and like cradle Aurelius with the other. And Aurelius is um like a cat when they get super excited and get all lovey and like have to shove their face all in everything.
Allie, when you pick him up, it's like, huh.
I'll have to talk to Hans on if he's been feeding you more than he should have. It's only been a few days, Aurelius.
He's got like a little bed in there.
Yes, we will definitely go back then. Still walking off towards the Chevalier house.
Well, I guess we're gonna follow.
All right. It is beginning. You all are just skirting curfew. It is beginning to get dim, but you all make it back to the Chevalier house. You are again well greeted, and are given. Most of you have your old rooms back. Pippin, you are given a room. I'm getting my checklist open.
Yeah, I think Pippin will have to share with either Marcellus or Ray, if I remember the layout correctly.
God, right. Marcellus is gonna eat him, right? Right, I can lock the fox out, but then
Because I think Tethys and Allie were both in Ada's room, and Marcellus was on one side, and Ray was on the other side because we were hoping we would still find Bit, and Bit was supposed to stay with Ray. And
Maybe one day. Haven's like in like a maybe eventually come back state right now,
It is okay.
but I will help. I'll help Pippin get like situated in the room.
Oh, and Pippin's like, oh, thank you. And when they like show him to the room and everything, his fingers and his teeth.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know why we didn't do it that time.
Pippin's like, is that a customary greeting?
No, it's to prove you're real, and not like a
Oh, I
duplicate.
see. So I don't have to do that to everyone.
No, just like if you have suspicions, if like one of us leave and come back, we usually try to do it real quick.
Oh, may I see your teeth then? I suppose I should be familiar.
Ray bares his teeth.
Pippin's like, oh, so many. And he like shows he's just got his like two.
I'm gonna be doing some stuff tonight. I'm gonna try not to keep you awake, but I got some stuff to do.
Pippin's like, don't you worry, I'll sleep as securely as if I were in my burrow.
Wonderful. He's good.
But what will you be doing? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
I've got something I want to try, but like, I had a realization when we were leaving the woods, and I'd like to make that realization a reality. So like, I'm gonna write someone's name on my axe, and it'll give it some power.
Do you need help?
I mean, if you want to help, you can.
Pippin's like, he finds all of it so strange. I think he does not understand the significance of what he just said, what any of that means. But he's like, I mean, if you need my assistance, I would be happy to help.
I won't turn it down. Might see me cry a little bit.
If it's a private moment.
No, it's not. It's just like, I'm writing the name of someone who died that was close to me. on my axe. And
I feel
supposedly,
like as soon as he says that, Pippin's ears drop again. Like, he understands loss probably better than anyone, I think, and he is like, I am so sorry for your loss, and I will be there if only for moral support. He says,
I have a question, DM.
Yes.
Could I inquire to Pippin's passive insight?
Sure.
"Uh oh,
Oh.
we got
What's
AOs."
Pippin's passive insight?
It is 10.
10. Okay. Nope. Never mind. Um, everything's fine tonight.
Everything's fine.
You
That
don't
does.
get to, you don't get to get tiny lore drop.
Uh, of course.
Um,
Pippin might seem perceptive, but really, he just likes to fight. So,
little by little through the night, he just kind of talks about how his village chief had passed away at some point, and how his village chief's name was Katha. So he's gonna put his name on his axe.
um, I feel like hearing these little bits of the story, though, Pippin would ask, is there something that you feel guilty about with his passing?
Not at all. No, no, not at all.
Uh, Pippin's like, oh, because I carry a heavy weight of guilt due to the loss of many lives.
Uh, we like. I feel like I'm responsible for it, but I know I'm not responsible for it. You know how it is. You know, like survivor's guilt. You know how that is.
Oh no, I'm quite sure I was partially responsible for this, he says. And he's actually very sad about this, and um, but very open about it too. Like, he's like, I just hope there's enough time on this planet for me to make amends for the wrongs I have done.
I agree completely. I made wrongs as well, and I hope I can right them. But this one, I mean, I do it my own way still.
Pippin's like, I think that it's good that you have found a way to heal. Pippin's like, I still see the shadows in the darkness.
Ray hesitates because he doesn't want to replace Bit, but he very gently pats Pippin on the head and says, "It's all right. You're not a bad person." And like they're talking as like he has like Pippin like getting like taking like um a metal rod of some sort and like heating it in one of the candles just so he can inscribe the name Katha in Goliath on the side of his axe blade.
Okay. I feel like Pippin has gotten like as they're talking, like used to just like heating this rod and passing it back to him, you know?
It doesn't last very long because the axe is made of like a really heavy metal.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a frequent like heating, passing,
Yeah.
and it's now just become like second nature to him as they talk, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." Sometimes I feel like if only I were smarter, I would have seen the signs.
As you were doing this, what is both of y'all's passive perception?
13.
13?
13 for Pippin too.
Okay.
Okay. She says. Pippin's like,
Reason.
back and forth, and he's like, "So may I ask, are you from here?"
No, I'm not. I'm from the mountains from far away. Me and my friend Bit, which is no longer with us right now. We don't know where he is, but I pray to the gods that he is safe. He we traveled together for a while, and then ended up in DC forest. And then to your town. And then he disappeared when we were in the sunken house the last time. So.
I feel like Pippin, his ears would go down again, and he'd reach up as best as he could and pat his shoulder and be like, "So much loss for such a gentle giant. I'm sorry, friend."
It's, you'll be alright. I got my axe now. And I've made some new friends at least. At least it makes it a little easier to bear.
He's like, your friends do seem lovely, except for the one that wants to eat me.
I don't know if he's joking. He likes to joke in a really weird way sometimes.
Pippin's like, weird indeed.
Would you like to see the axe now that I've finished my incantation with the smithing tools?
Pippin's like, oh, absolutely.
And Ray is going to he's going to say, come with me outside into the hallway. I've got to have some space.
Oh, indeed. It is big.
Yes, and he is, when they get out in the hallway, he's going to throw the axe
Oh.
down the hallway, and you're going to see the axe fly back to his hand.
Pippin, I feel like, is expecting it to, like, crash into the wall and, like, stick there or something, like, really, like, destructive. Like, Pippin's like, oh, Lord, what has happened? What are we doing? And then he settles as it, like, comes back to He's like, oh.
Perfect. That is so much more can honor him.
Is that what the name does?
Well, my people believe that you could channel spirits by like imprinting their name.
So they like throw it back?
I guess I don't know how it works. I'll just do the magic.
Ada sticks her head out of her room and goes, "Is everything okay?"
Well, I'm just honoring my deceased relative.
We're not allowed to throw weapons in the house. We have to go outside.
It comes right back. It's okay.
Still, our housekeeper will get very furious.
I will refrain from throwing weaponry in the future.
Just inside. You can do it outside.
We'll do it outside, though.
Okay. She goes back to bed.
I feel like Pippin would look up at him, though, and chuckle, like, cover his face, and just, like, I don't know what a bunny sounds like laughing. I'm sure it's interesting. Probably just lots of little puffs of air and squeaks, I think. I don't know.
Well, the blade is now known as Cartha.
He's like, you truly are something else.
Now we should go to sleep.
And Pippin's like, I do agree. Does this house have security or protections? I feel as though if there's a double out there, nighttime is rather dangerous.
Well, the lady of the house, the older lady, she was like a paladin or something, and she's done something. So I'm sure there's some kind of magical protection here.
I feel like Pippin looks at relieved at that. I don't know, and maybe you might be able to pick something up on him when he says that, the relief due to, or the unsettling. I don't know how unsettled he seemed at the idea of someone that can look like someone else, like a doppelganger or a changeling, being out there.
It's fair. It's a pretty scary thought.
But Pippin, yeah, he seems rather unsettled, and then kind of relaxes when he says that the house owner's a paladin and there are protections in place. So he's like, oh, I'm sure I'll sleep much better here than that sunken house in the woods.
I think so.
Well, have a good night, friend, and if you should need me, Just waken me.
We'll do.
I'm gonna do my best to put everybody in the rooms I think I remember them being in, but it has been a minute.
I'll help. I remember. Also, I will say, when Allie got back, she would probably have had a conversation with everybody about what she remembered and that she had to get her own way out of the woods. She would have definitely guilt tripped Marcellus a little bit. If only because he's been making her uncomfortable. And she might, if there's a moment to get Laura alone, ask Laura if she had explained to her parents what happened.
Laura says, yeah?
And I would like to insight check that.
Go right ahead.
Because
Oh, God. The vampire blood thing? Yeah, I think that got left out.
that and being reincarnated
Yeah, the
and
dying for a second thing. So much happened. Both well and bad.
that is a 22.
Alright, Laura got a 9. She is lying.
Laura,
What?
what did you tell your mother?
I'm not telling you.
All right, how's this? You need to tell her the truth, or I will. That is something
I already told her. Laura, like, she kind of like straightens up a little bit and sets her chin and says, I already told her what happened. She won't believe you.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Just mad about it. All right.
We got 12-year-old Toot here. Look out.
All right, Laura. The question is not whether or not she believes me. The question is that she deserves to know. And if she does not believe me, then at least she has been given the opportunity to make that choice herself. However, I do think she would very much like to hear the story from you. The truth from you, darling.
No.
No.
All right. So be it. I will speak with her tomorrow morning. You have until then to change your mind.
Laura flounces off into her room.
I bet you Laura notices that we overturned her entire room.
Did you not put everything back?
No.
Did we not? I think we would
I mean,
have.
I thought y'all had put everything back.
Oh, I
Tethys
don't
would
know.
have.
Tethys
She
probably.
got that life.
Okay.
Even if Ray didn't, Tethys would have.
Tethys, I'm
Right.
going to ask you to roll performance to see how
Ray would
well
not
you
have.
put everything back.
Wait,
Yeah, Ray would not have put it back.
put back what?
Ray did not help.
This is not my strongest suit, so we'll just have to see how this goes. 15.
Okay, it looks it looked pretty close. I'm gonna see if Laura notices.
Or if she's too mad at Allie right now.
Yeah, she rolled a critical failure. She has no clue y'all were in her room at all.
Yes.
And then after that, Allie will take a proper bath, and then she might go sit with Ada and Tethys for a little bit.
I think during this time, like while everybody's kind of doing their own thing, Tethys is walking around looking for Potato.
Tethys, you do find Potato down in the kitchen, licking fat that has been spilled on the floor.
Oh,
I'm gonna try and sneak up behind him again.
Alright, roll stealth.
That is a 16.
Alright, let's see how Potato did.
Oh, Potato.
Potato got a 10.
Oh.
This is just gonna be a running thing.
This is like the
behind
opposite of
Potato.
this is like the opposite of Dar trying to sneak up on Sigrid.
Right?
Yep. So
Like-
Tethys, you got the drop on Potato.
And instead of saying anything this time, she's going to pick him up.
Oh!
Potato immediately farts and begins to struggle. Tethys, make me either a strength or a dex check to see if you can hang on to this flatulent feline.
Let's do a dex check, please.
All right. I feel like there's two ways to try to hold a cat.
That would be a 13.
Let's see how Potato does. Well, Potato got a 4.
Okay. I get weird about these lower rolls because I'm like, surely at some point this cat is going to best me.
So, congrats! You now have a hold of Potato.
And I think she's going to. She doesn't have anything to cast, but she's going to say, I don't know what you are, but I know you're not a cat. And I'm going to figure out what you are.
Ma, ma, ma.
She's gonna like hold him up in front of her and be like, Do you really think that's fooling me?
Ma.
Not fooling me.
You have a wizard
She's
upstairs,
just kind of
Tethys.
staring at him with like this kind of look on her face. And she'll like watch him for a second and she'll be like, you understand when I speak to you normally?
Ma.
If you want to get out of my hands and have another dinner at some point, you'll answer me.
Ma.
That's not an answer.
It just looks at you helplessly.
I wish I knew a way to force him to answer me.
You have a friend who is a wizard?
I will say, when Ray did speak with animals, Tethys the cat could not talk. It seemed that the spell is what allowed Ray to understand it.
I don't think she wants it to speak. She wants to indicate that it understands.
Oh,
She's
it's dumb.
saying.
It doesn't seem to it doesn't seem to know how to give you what you want, other than meowing.
Who's your big helper?
I know. Like, is she able to tell if this cat is like faking this? Or is it just obvious?
It's pretty obvious.
She's gonna like squinty stare at it a little bit more. And then she'll put it down and let him run.
It is. Yep, it bolts.
Does he have like his own little dedicated bowl?
He does.
I think she would have. They had dinner yet?
Yeah, they probably had dinner.
Fair enough to say probably chicken or fish.
Yeah, easy to raise.
She probably saved a little bit and threw it in his bowl.
Aww.
She doesn't hate potato.
She likes potato. She just wants to know what the fuck potato is.
Potato.
What are you? What are you, potato?
Just potato. That is.
Potato is as potato does.
Lick lard and assholes.
I mean, there's one of the things to lick.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that out loud.
Because that's what he was doing. He was licking lard and
That's
apples.
all I know of this animal.
It's literally the only experience you've had to potato. It's
Yep.
him licking lard and apples.
Well, he's
That
got to
just
get the
be
taste of
on the
butthole out of
schedule
his.
for the day.
I mean, no kidding.
He's got to get the taste out of his mouth.
Right.
I cannot believe that we derailed so much. She's like, shut up, you guys.
She's like, I
It's
can't put this
essential
on
knowledge.
YouTube. So as you all wind down the day and get your long rest, Allie, I will say that as you get all your effects back, you do find that ring among them, and you know it's not one that you owned previously.
Yeah, I would know it wasn't mine. I was planning on waiting up for Tethys anyway. I'm currently in Ada's room. While I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and spend the 10 minutes. Now that I have my book back, I can ritually cast Identify and see if anything magical or important or anything like that pops up with it.
It is a magic item.
Okay.
So it is the School of Divination. And Allie, you discover this ring helps you find, once a day, you can use the ring to direct you to something magical.
Oh. She will, it does not seem cursed or anything, right? It's just a normal find something ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Allie, as you look at it, you see in the mirror-like part of the ring, you see your eye reflected back, and you see rather than looking at you, the eye is looking to the right.
Oh, that's interesting. Does it seem, while I'm looking at it, like something that would have come from the Hag's Hut, or does it seem this is just a brand new, never seen anything along this vein before?
You aren't able to immediately tell. It's in very good condition.
Okay.
Like it's clearly been polished and taken care of.
I think she's gonna put it on, and the reasoning of this being is to see who comments on it, to see if she can suss out where it came from, because she knows it's not hers. And she doesn't know if it just happened to have been dropped and Ray picked it up thinking it was hers, or if she doesn't know where it came from.
Yeah.
So she's going to wear it and make use of it while she has it and see if she can't figure out where it belongs.
All right. Okay. All right. Does anyone want to do anything before it is time for night?
And, well, I was just saying I was waiting up for Tethys, but I don't know if Tethys is going to
Okay.
come talk.
I mean, yeah, once she's done tormenting
The potato.
Question. Can creatures that are polymorphed, can you use speak to animals on them?
I would guess so.
And if so, do they retain their normal inner monologue?
Let me look at polymorphs specifically.
Can't speak, cast
Oh.
spells, or take any other action that requires hands or speech.
Also, before bed, Allie would have seen if Hildy had a lid box she could put that stupid coin in.
Hildy does. She empties out. She has several. And she goes, oh, yes, we should probably put that in something. And she goes rifling through her boxes. And she eventually gets to one. She looks at it and she goes, well, I guess that's not so bad. And she empties something into a drawer and then hands you the lead box.
Oh no.
That's reassuring.
And Allie would remember that Tethys had the second one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Allie will go take the box. I think that's part of why she wanted to wait up for Tethys too, is to get Tethys's coin in the box.
Don't worry about it. Not important.
It's fine. It's only a little dangerous.
It's fine. Don't worry. I'm a professional, okay?
I'm a professional. It's fine.
Professional, first of all. So I think if Allie's because they're sharing a room, aren't they?
Well, for a little bit, Allie, I think, has been hanging out in the library because she doesn't sleep nearly as much as everybody else does. But
Yeah, I think it's officially Tethys and Ada that share the room, and then Allie is
Okay.
visiting.
Okay.
she's keeping
Where
her
is
stuff
Allie?
in there.
In the library?
I think right now she's probably in Ada's room. She's probably just sitting in that chair, um, waiting. Because I think she was keeping her personal belongings in there because it seemed safer to put it in the room with all of Ada's stuff and Tethys' stuff. Um,
So I will preface this by saying, in reality, she had no idea if Allie was going to be in that room. She barges in as if she thought there would be.
Is-
And he goes, "Oh, hi."
And I think Tethys, this I imagine would be directly after her interaction with Tato. And I think that she would kind of kind of acknowledge Ada, but mainly focus on Allie. And be like, how do you know if someone has been polymorphed?
well, generally speaking, the enchantment wears off after an hour.
Is it possible for it to be permanent?
Yes, it'd be a very, very high level wizard who would have had to do that, or a sorcerer, I suppose, or. Why?
That potato cat is not a cat.
Does the potato cat want to be a cat?
Don't know. He won't tell us. You can tell she's like very frustrated
Well,
that she has gotten no information.
presumably, if you know he's not a cat, and he knows you know he's not a cat, and you have made it known to him that you know he knows he's not a cat, and he still refuses to find some form of communication, I find it highly likely that he enjoys the shape he's in.
I think she'll ponder for a second. And then she'll be like, I spoke with him and he pretended to meow.
Then he probably wants, for whatever reason, to remain as he is. Of course, I can. I was planning to go to the bookshop tomorrow. I can see if there's anything there that might be of help. And, of course, Madame Hildy seems to have a great deal of knowledge about a great many things she may know as well. We can speak with her. But while I have you here, and she'll pull out the box, those coins we found, I think they're probably better shielded.
We only have like one apiece, right?
Yeah, and Allie's, you would see Allie's was already in the box.
And I think Tethys will like say, oh, fair enough. And then I think she'll actually try to flip it into the box.
All right, roll acrobatics or performance.
This is gonna go so bad.
Do I need to do anything to attempt to catch it?
Wanna
Let's
see how
just
this
see what
roll goes
happens.
for?
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Not.
It
I
goes
need
right in.
whatever dice you're using. I need.
I always use D&D Beyond.
Oh.
Sometimes it fucks me over royally, but for the most part, now that I've said something, it's hurt me. The rest of my rolls are gonna be shitty for the rest of the night. And I think too, I don't know that they had a chance to really go over this, but I think Tethys is also gonna take out the Hag's Ledger and hand it to Allie. Be like, this looks like something you'd be interested in potentially.
Oh yes, indeed. And she'll take it.
Hey.
She goes. I had thought Ray was keeping it, but I am pleasantly surprised to find it's yours. I will go over at my downtime, see if I can't pull any pieces out. Something to add to the mystery, or perhaps solve one for once.
Indeed. And I think she'll also mention that she's still got the lantern. Obviously, they know what the lantern can do. But I think she'll also kind of show Allie, like, the dust, which is, I think, the dust of disappearing, and then beans, and then the sugar cubes.
Okay, I think that'll be 3 things. That would be about 30 minutes worth of identify. 33 technically. So Allie will do that for no problem.
So it is indeed dust of disappearing, a bag of beans, and then give me 1 second to get you what potions those sugar cubes are.
That's
think-
mainly what I'm interested in.
There were 10 of them, whatever they were.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
about to do a lot of rolling.
And I think if Ada drifted off and she and Tethys were talking quietly as she identified things, Allie might say something along the lines of, about those silver coins we found in the handkerchief in the sunken house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you do and don't know, but in my general experience, such things are probably better not talked about in public. And as much as I like to consider him a friend, well, actually, any of the men friends, all 3 of them seem to have rather large mouths. If you catch my drift.
I think she'll snort a little bit and just kind of nod at her. And then I think she'll be like, "Well, I'm not very well versed in magical items, so I'll have to, I'll have to leave it to your expertise. But if you feel that it's better left under wraps, then I agree."
Oh, not the ones in the box. The ones that that led me to ask if you'd heard of the Brotherhood. Those.
I agree. Let's not talk about those.
At least not until we've had a chance to discuss it properly between ourselves, should the occasion for such a conversation ever arise.
Fair enough.
Ada has fallen asleep
You
at her
suddenly-
desk.
You suddenly get a very icy, like, quite icy. She doesn't dwell. She agrees.
Allie's gonna note that down, make a mental note of Tethys's demeanor on this topic, and then take a deep breath and let her know what she's found about the potions.
I am currently putting those into the chat one at a time.
Oh,
Alright, so here's the first 5.
right. So, okay.
Babel thinks an actual.
Yeah, okay. Can I flavor this as Allie identifies each one?
Yes.
Okay. So
One at a time.
so she'll get the cubes open, and on the lid of the tin, as she figures out what they each are, she will put it on top of the lid. So this one is something of a translation potion. It'll let you speak any language you like, but you may not always understand it if somebody else speaks it. This one here lets you entirely disguise your form for approximately 10 minutes. Any race or any appearance, if my research is correct. Some of these, keep in mind, I'm getting the feel of what they do, but basing it on things I have read to correctly identify. This one looks like it is related to the Hunter's Mark spell, so it's probably some sort of tracking thing. This one I do know is resistance to radiant damage when taken. And that one is giving me the feeling of electricity and similar to the resistance, so I'm guessing it's probably resistance to lightning damage.
Almost got the next set for y'all.
I think as she's going through the other ones, I think you see Tethys kind of sort through them, how she pointed them out, and put them in little groups with one off to the side and be like, the second one specifically, and be like, I don't need that one, I can do better myself.
Alright, perhaps we should give it to Mr. Pippin if he ever needs to pass as a humanoid, without the fur.
That don't be a bad idea.
I can make do with my paints and powders most often. And I don't know that Ray would ever feel he had to disguise his form. Alright, next set. This one, don't drink it because you'll be afraid of the first person you see for about 10 minutes. That one, I'm getting a vibe of almost a berserker of it. So I'm guessing something to do with a enhancing, maybe like a fighter berserker, about 1 minute duration, if I'm reading that correctly. This one is giving me a vibe where if you deal damage to another, you get about 20% of that back. Not sure.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute. 1 minute or 2 minutes?
1 minute.
Okay. Oh, you're editing it. Got it.
Yeah, got it.
That one makes somebody younger for an hour. Maybe by a quarter of the current lifespan? Oh dear, I don't know that I want to be that young again. And this last one, we probably also should not drink because it's going to attract a lot of attention. I'm getting some sort of romantic irresistibility vibe from it. 10 minutes, I think.
So what you're saying is keep that far away from Marcellus. Got it. And she'll like,
oh, thank you, love. He's bad enough on his own.
Imagine. I think they might have a good little giggle over that, honestly.
I do not know what I'm going to do to dissuade him from this little crush of his. If indeed he is serious, because I don't think it's a very fun game.
Well, you know how it is, persuading him of anything, honestly.
Right. Should we keep them together and hand them out at need, or do you think we should try to set them aside for specific members of our party?
I think that it might be best to keep them together for now. While I do think the disguise one would be good for Pippin, I don't want it used until we absolutely need it.
Right. Alright. I think Allie will take a piece of paper and break it into little strips and write labels for each one.
Aw.
It's a little potion cube.
Little bitty sugar cubes.
I was muted,
Yeah, so...
but
Oh, go ahead.
I was muted, so I didn't get to make my joke. Whenever we were talking about the irresistible one, I said Ray doesn't need that one.
Bless him.
Amazing.
She could probably just write the colors and the spells down and just stick it in the tin.
I was gonna say at some point during the night, I feel like Pippin is not used to ceilings this high, and he does not like deep dark shadows, and so at some point during the night, he ends up sleeping under the bed because that's
Oh.
more burrow light, and so he feels much safer there.
Blessed.
I think after they get everything identified, Allie will get her 4 hours rest and then go hang out in the library with the journal.
All right. Allie, as you were hanging out with the journal, it's mostly kind of what you all discussed on your way. There's not a whole lot you find that is super new, although you do see one thing that was passed over. You do see the hag seems to have an inkling that the forest isn't dangerous to children.
Oh.
She writes that children don't seem to see the forest the same way that adults do, and that she's never seen any of the monsters in the forest attack children.
Allie will definitely make a mental note of that. And we're saying she's had her rest by now, so I'm going to go ahead and roll my portents.
Yeah.
And she will also do her reading for the day.
Okay. You are welcome to do the reading at random.
Okay. Do you want me to read it out loud, or are we just saying she does her reading?
I say let's just say she does it for the time being.
Okay.
Alright, so everybody gets their long rest. You have officially leveled up. So you are all now level 5.
Woo!
That morning Ray is making that jug of alchemy, and he and Tethys and Pippin are gonna party later.
Oh, gosh. Hardy,
Oh my God.
hardy.
Infinite alcohol. Not truly, but 8 tons, not 8 pounds, not 8 tons. 8 gallons of alcohol or 1 gallon of wine.
Gonna be a good time.
I feel like Pippin's super friendly with you guys, but if anyone about him being cute or little, it's like he is so spicy, gonna fight with like strangers walking by on the street. Like he is just really belligerent with everyone except you guys.
Ah, I love it. Oh, a little before I asked for Ray and Pippin's passive, just for fun. Tethys and Allie, what is your passive?
All right.
Why did you ask me this after I get back
Right.
tonight?
I have a cat on the mouse. My passive perception is a 16.
Okay. What about you, Tethys?
Hold on. I had started to level up some stuff. Hold on.
Okay.
Passive perception 13.
All right. Allie, you do notice it would almost have been missed, but near Laura's bedroom door, sometime after midnight, you see there is a little bit of soot that was not there before, and an ever so small bit of shelf mushroom starting to grow at the bottom of the door.
Does this look like something that Laura could have done, or does it look like something trying to visit Laura?
You definitely get the sense it was something trying to visit Laura.
Do I have a feeling for bad or for good?
You do not feel that.
I do not. Okay. She's gonna double down on her resolve, and as soon as she can get Grace aside covertly without drawing a lot of attention, she is going to have that chat with her.
Okay.
Because this has her extremely concerned, and Allie does not keep secrets of this type ever.
Well, all right.
And
Good
she
work,
has
though.
she has told Laura repeatedly, "I'm going to do this."
And Laura's like, "Bitch, you think?"
So
We have a cleric in the party currently.
Allie has a couple levels, but she's not a full cleric.
There is not currently a very high level priest on hand.
Yeah, no, Allie is 2 levels currently of cleric, which is just enough to have a little bit of healing power.
So, Laura, we need a priest.
Right.
But yeah, she wants to have that talk with Grace first to find out how Grace wants to proceed. And depending on how well that conversation goes, she may or may not also be planning to talk to Wilhelm. Just yeah, just for the DM to I figure you're probably planning that to happen next time sometime.
Yes, we have lots of things on the agenda for some time in town before the next plot hook officially starts.
Yes.
Oh, you guys, I should go. It's starting to kick up really bad around me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
All
I'm
good.
going
We'll get-
to boot, I want to unplug my computer. before
Yeah,
we
all
go
good,
to
all
bed.
good.
Yep.
Totally
but
good.
Be
it was
safe.
So much fun. Thank
Yes.
you. It was so much fun tonight. I'm happy I was able to play the whole time
Yes.
without the storm.
Yes.
So yeah. All right. Talk to you guys
All right,
later.
bye.
Bye.